To Dr. Majid Sadeghpour. He is a human rights activist and political director with the Organization of Iranian American Communities. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Appreciate it very much. You've been you've been an active opponent of the Islamic regime in Iran for years. Do you think these protests are a sign that real change could finally be on the way, or is this just similar what we've seen in the past?
Right. Well, these protests are a continuation of really a 4 decades long struggle by the Iranian people. And their goal has been to overthrow this regime and change this regime in its entirety. I point to over 2,000 executions in Iran over the past 12 months. And over 100,000 executions in the past 45 years or so. And the struggle of the people of Iran continues and has remained unabated for more than 45 years. Their goal remains in effect today, which is regime change in its entirety. But the free world is not condemned, and neither are the people of Iran condemned to this regime. And their sacrifice today, as you see in the streets of Iran, is demonstrating that they are the free world's boots on the ground. They are willing to sacrifice bravely. Good news is that they have an organized resistance, which itself is led by a woman, Mrs. Mariam Rajavi, and the National Council of Resistance of Iran, that have an organized plan, didactic plan for a future Iran without the Ayatollahs. We welcome the positive steps in policymakers' statements on Iran in line with their desire to change the regime once and for all.
Yeah, we know just how ruthless the regime is that's in power. Do you think they're going to try and squash these protesters? I mean, should we be concerned about their safety?
I think your reporter mentioned that there are 7 people have been killed. We have at least 8 confirmed names that were killed during the protests. But what I was saying earlier was that they have not been able to silence the crowd. The reason is because the regime has not answered for what the people are wanting. The people of Iran have more than 4 decades wanted and are continuing to struggle. And you see the fighting today in the streets of Iran to establish a democratic republic. They don't want to return to a single-party monarchy of the past. They don't want the single-party ayatollahs. They want a representative republic. And certainly U.S. Congress has already expressed support. Bipartisan members of Congress point to House Resolution 166, expressing support for a secular, democratic, and non-nuclear republic. The people of Iran have an organized alternative that is capable of overthrowing this regime. And really, what we need from the free world is political and moral support. And you see more expressions of that as we're witnessing in the last few days.
Yeah, and we saw President Trump's tweet this morning where he said locked and loaded. Do you think the U.S. would actually, there's the Truth Social post right there. Do you think the U.S. would actually interfere?
I think the United States, the biggest way it can help is to continue to support the Iranian people's desire to change this regime. It's the political message that you just showed on the screen that has been sent already. I think the people of the United States can offer many support, but really the actual key, the igniter is the people of Iran. It's the people of Iran that are going to have to continue to do the fighting. It's the people of Iran who are going to have to sacrifice. It's the resistance movement in Iran that has accepted that challenge. They do demand and deserve our political and moral support. And that is what Congress is supporting. Members of Congress, bipartisan, I might add, and certainly we are asking for the United States to offer that. There are all obviously logistical things such as expressions of internet and other possibilities to help the people of Iran, but the fighting has to be done between the people of Iran and this regime that it is occurring, and we need to aid them in any way possible.
Yeah, you wonder, like with Elon Musk, Starlink, or if there's something that we could do because they have these internet blackouts there. They can't even see X, apparently. Perhaps that's one way that we could help without having to really, involve the military or that kind of thing.
Exactly. I think that the regime will fall in the hands of the Iranian people and their organized resistance. I pointed to the National Council of Resistance intentionally because it is their network inside Iran. It's those resistance units that are keeping these protests alive. It's the MEK resistance units.
Iran is suggesting that Israel and the U.S. are somehow responsible for these protests. I mean, does anybody really believe that?
I don't think the people of Iran believe that, because they're bleeding on the streets of Iran. They're bleeding for their country. They're bleeding to rid the world of a menace that the free world has not been able to address, which is a fundamentalist, misogynist, predatory entity called the Islamic Republic. And these ayatollahs have their biggest and closest enemy in the streets of Iran. What we see, a confrontation of humanity with barbarism. The free world owes it to itself to support the Iranian people in any way possible. The people of Iran, this is not a new venture for the people of Iran. We have been doing this, the people of Iran have been doing it for more than 45 years. Really, since the inception of the Ayatollahs, the people of Iran are fighting to overthrow them. It's time that the free world offered them moral and political support and any other logistical measures that the free world sees fit. But first and foremost, accepting their desire and their right to confront the IRGC, to confront the predators who are killing them mercilessly.
Yeah, we hear about how bad the economy is, inflation. Is it the worst it's ever been? I mean, how has it impacted the life of just a daily, everyday Iranian?
Oh, God, more than 80% of the Iranian population lives below the poverty line. For a country that has the fifth natural resource assets in the globe. This regime has plundered Iranian people resources, spent $2 trillion on a useless nuclear weapons program, and funded terrorist proxies and organizations across the globe, while starving the freedom-loving, intelligent people of Iran. And this is a loss for all of humanity, not just for the people of Iran. The civilized world has been deprived of the assets and capabilities of the Iranian people. And so I am proud to be a supporter of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, and it is time for the free world to lend us a political support so that we can overthrow this regime.
Well, we'll see how things play out. I know everybody's watching it very closely. Dr. Sadeghpour, appreciate you for coming on with us tonight. Thank you.
Of course, thanks for having me.